Can you confirm in the chat box that you can see my screen? If you just, okay. Thank you. That's good enough. So this is how the test looks like, as you can see in my screen. Just give me a minute.
Hello again everyone. So I'm going to be playing the video right now. So after the video has ended, we'll move on to the question answer session. So just watch the video very carefully.
Okay, so before we jump into the description of this position of scribe or medical documentation specialist, let's get to know a little bit about Augmedix. So Augmedix is basically a Silicon Valley-based organization which started back in 2012 with a vision to provide a solution to the challenge which was faced by the US doctors and healthcare professionals. So in this slide, the first person that you can see is Mr. Ian Shakil. He is the Chief Strategy Officer and co-founder of Augmedix Incorporation. Then we have Manny Packer, who's the CEO of Augmedix Incorporation. In the middle, we have Rashid Mujib. He's our Country Director of Augmedix Bangladesh. Our main operation is based in US and Bangladesh, but we also have partners in India and Sri Lanka. So now let's talk about the challenge for which Augmedix got a solution. So in US, what happens is whenever there is a patient visiting to a doctor, every time the doctors are required to fill out an electronic health record form. So whenever a patient goes to visit a doctor, the doctor needs to record every details of that visit electronically, which means the details of the patient, the medical background of that patient, all the problems that the patient is facing, all the medical histories of that patient, everything needs to be recorded by the doctors. So this becomes a hassle for the doctors to check up the patient at the same time doing the documentation. So that is why Augmedix came up with the solution that if someone else can do the work of documentation on behalf of the doctors, that could solve the problem to a bit. And that is how the position of the scribe or the doctor is created. So how the position exactly works, how it helps the doctors or the professionals, talk about that. So in let's talk about what a medical documentation specialist is or how the job is. So in US, when the doctor is a patient, the doctor is wearing a watch, with the help of which a scribe or MDS sitting here in Bangladesh can watch the whole doctor-patient visit in live or in real time, sitting here in Bangladesh, right? So in Bangladesh, on the other hand, a scribe or MDS is sitting in front of their computer, and on the other screen, they are just documenting the details of that visit. So the job of a scribe in a nutshell is to watch the conversation between the doctor and the patient and to comprehend the information from that medical conversation and also to take no conversation of the visit and as well as filling out information or report. So যেটা হয় মেডিকেল ডকুমেন্টেশন স্পেশালিস্ট বাংলাদেশ বসে কিন্তু পুরো কনসেন্টটা রিয়েল টাইম আছে with the help and that is a reason why this job is based. So we also have a position in same thing that is hearing the recorded conversation of the doctor-patient visit. And based on that recorded conversation, they will entirely hear the conversation, and based on the conversation, they will just comprehend or cherry pick the medical information from there and type it into their other screen. They will take notes, they will write summaries, and they will input the data into the EHR or electronic health record. So doctor-patient visit যখন চলতে থাকে USA তে তখন কিন্তু তারা অনেক কিছু নিয়ে কথা বলতে পারে. They can talk about a lot of things. Not all the conversation will be related to medical conversation, but a scribe, the job of a scribe is to check information, the medical information from that conversation, and take the notes and write the summaries and fill it out in the page. So that is the job in a nutshell, and the main difference between patients is what you require or what are the skills that you require in order to become a MDS. So the first thing is you need to be a graduate. Since this is a full-time job and you will be working full focus and full attention to this job. So that is why if you are a running student, this might not be suitable for you. As long as you're not a running student, you can be from any background. We do not have any CGPA requirement or anything. Just the main requirement is that you need to be a completed student. You cannot be a running student. Right? That is one thing. The most important skill that you need to become an MDS is the English listening and writing skill. Since you're going to be working with US stakeholders, you're going to be working with US doctors and patients. So to grab what they're saying, to understand what they're saying, your English listening needs to be really sharp. as well as the writing skill in English needs to be very sharp because you're going to do medical documentation. So simple mistake in medical documentation can change the whole thing, right? So that is why your English listening and writing needs to be accurate. Then comes the attention to details. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, that a simple mistake in medical record or medical documentation can change the whole thing, right? So that is why you need to give focus and attention to each and every detail. Especially, the main skill that you need is that you have to be very accustomed to the medical jargons or medical language of medicine, you can say. So we will be providing you training on that, but this is a skill that you need in order to become an MDS or successful scribe. Right? You need to have the you need to give attention to each and every details, as well as you need to absorb the language of medicine. Then comes the passion for healthcare. This is more of an attribute rather than a skill, I would say, because since you're going to be working in the healthcare industry, you need to always be on your toes. I mean, you need to be always ready, right? So if you do not have the passion for healthcare, you will, if you treat this job as any other job or, as any other background, that would be really difficult because say for example you won't be getting any leaves or holidays on the Bangladesh public holidays, but definitely you will be getting other public holidays of US and stuff. But you need to work on the public holidays of Bangladesh as well. So if you think that you don't want to work on that day, or you just randomly take any leaves for any day, that would be really difficult because your doctors and patients are dependent on you. So that is why you need to have that exact passion for healthcare so that you can understand which sector you're working for. Then comes the good technology and typing skills. Definitely, as for the job, you can understand that you have to listen and watch the medical conversation between the doctor and patient, and simultaneously you have to type all the information. So that is why you need to have a very good technology and typing skills. These are the skills that you require in order to become an MDS. So these are the steps that you need to go through in order to become an MDS. The first thing is an information session. This is the info session that we are taking right now. We are giving you all the information about this position. And after this information, as I mentioned earlier, that you will be giving a pre-screening exam. So if you pass pre-screening exam is a very basic MCQ-based exam. It's an English assessment, and the screening assessment is the third phase, which contains where we will, examine your listening skills, your writing skills, as well as your grammatical skills. These things, and if you can pass the screening test, in that case, you will be sitting for a final online interview. And if you can crack the interview, if you can get selected from the interview, you get enrolled in our training program. Now, let's see the steps for the career growth of an MDS. So, as I mentioned earlier, that you will be enrolled in a training program first. Of course, why do you need the training? That might be a question. Since you're going to be working in the healthcare industry, and this job is completely a different job from any other thing, right? So that is why you need the training to understand what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. That is why there's a specific creative training program that we source. So, first of all, if you get selected from our interview, you will be this will be 2 weeks, and the timing for this induction period is the induction program. So after 2 weeks of induction program, there will be a final exam, and if you can crack the final exam, if you can pass the stage, you will be moving forward to our training phase 1. During training phase 1, it will be for 4 weeks, which is basically 1 month. So training phase 1, you will be getting to learn advanced English, medical related English, language of medicine as well. We will be providing a training on typing. So these are the 3 things that you will be trained on training phase 1. And again, after training phase 1, there will be a final exam, and if you can pass the final exam of training 1, you will be moving forward to training phase 2. And the training 2 is basically for 6 weeks, which is 1.5 months. During the 6 weeks of training phase 2, you will be getting trained on the MDS or Scribe specific training, which means how to comprehend the medical summaries. All these things you will be learning in training phase 2. After that, again, there will be a final exam after training 2, and if you can pass that, you become a DR or Doctor Ready Scribe or MDS. During the Doctor Ready phase, the timeline is given 1 to 4 weeks. It completely depends on your performance, how quickly you can finish Doctor Ready stage. So some takes 3 days to complete the stage, others take 1 month. So it completely depends on your performance, how quickly you can crack the stage. So in the doctor ready stage, you will be shadowing a real doctor. Augmedix will assign you a doctor, you will shadow that doctor, how the doctor is interacting with their patients, how they're doing. You will also be filling out, dummy data, dummy notes, all these things, and your doctor will be evaluating your notes. And if your doctor thinks that, yes, that this trainee is ready to work with the doctor right now, you will be moving forward to the DA position, a doctor approved position. That is the main stage from where your actual work will start. So from the DA stage or doctor approved stage, you will be assigned with one specific doctor. You will be doing the documentation on behalf of that specific doctor. So you can say that the actual work starts from DA. So the induction period of 2 weeks, 4 weeks of training 1, and 6 weeks of training 2. This is the entire 3 months of training period. And after that, there will be, depending on your performance, there will be around 1 week to 1 month of doctor ready stage. And after that, there will be a DA stage where you will actually start working. After that, based on your performance, you can get promoted as a senior MDS, quality team specialist, team leader, even a trainer. And again, based on your performance, you can also become a manager of Augmedix. So these are the career growth. As you can see, that if you, everything here depends on your performance. Based on your performance, you can go to a manager level as well, right? We have people who started as a trainee here at Augmedix. They're within a time span of 4 to 5 years. They're working as managers at different departments. So this is the career growth that we have for you at Augmedix. Then let's talk about the compensation details of this MDS program or Scribe program. So as you saw the phases, all the phases of your training as well as the actual job. So for the training period of 3 months, the 2 weeks of induction, training phase 1, 4 weeks, and training phase 2, 6 weeks. So for this 3 months of training, you will be getting a total training allowance of 37,500. This is BTT. So this allowance will be divided and dispersed after completion of successful training of each phase, like the training 1, induction, training 2, প্রত্যেকটা phase completion এর পরে, if you can successfully complete those phases, this training allowance will be divided and dispersed accordingly. Different phases, different allowance দেওয়া হবে, but the total amount would accumulate to be 37,500. This is your training allowance we will be providing. Aside from that, definitely there will be other facilities as well. Once you complete your training and you become a doctor ready scribe or doctor ready MDS, your allowance will be 20,000 monthly for night shift and 17,000 monthly for day shift. And based on your performance, as I said, you can complete your DR stage. So you যদি 3 দিনের জন্য DR stage থাকেন, that will be your allowance for only 3 days. And as soon as you go to the doctor approved stage where your actual task will begin, from there your salary will start. So প্রথমে যে ট্রেনিং এর পিরিয়ডটা, সেখানে আপনারা যেটা পাচ্ছেন সেটা কিন্তু আপনার স্যালারি না, সেটা হচ্ছে আপনাদের ট্রেনিং অ্যালাউন্স. You are doing a training with Augmedix, we are also providing your training allowance, and once you complete your training and start the actual job from doctor approved stage, your starting salary for this position is 40,000 monthly for night shift and 32,000 monthly for day shift. And based on your performance, when you get promoted to the other stages, your salary will increase accordingly. And when you become a manager, definitely you will be earning in 6 digits, which is 1 lakh and above. So this is the compensation that we have for this position. Now let's get to know a little bit about the benefits of working with Augmedix. So I already talked about the compensation package that we have. Then you will also be entitled for 2 festival bonuses per year after completion of 1 year with Augmedix. Then we are working 5 days a week. We work from Monday to Friday. Since we are working with US stakeholders, we need to follow the US calendar and US schedule. So we work from Monday to Friday. and your weekends will be on Saturday and Sunday. Then we also have a retention bonus policy. So if you stay in the DA position for consecutively 3 years, you will be getting a retention bonus of 1 lakh. Then we have life and health insurance as well. So when you become a DR or doctorate scribe, from that stage you will be entitled to life and health insurance. The health insurance is not only for you, it's for you, your spouse, and up to 2 children. Then we also have a stock appreciation right. So Augmedix recently got enlisted in Nasdaq, which is one of the biggest stock company in the world, right? So as a part of Nasdaq enlisted organization, all of the team members or the employees of Augmedix are entitled to a certain amount of stock appreciation right. We get the drop of service. So when after 10 p.m. at night and before 7 a.m. in the morning, you get both pick up and drop off from Augmedix. But aside from that time, we do not provide any transportation. And you will be entitled to daily meals and snacks. If you work in the day shift, you will be entitled to lunch and snacks. And if you work in night shift, you will be entitled to dinner and snacks. We also have a gym in the very building of Augmedix. So if you're interested in, if you're really interested in your health, you can also utilize the gym there. So that was all the benefits, and all these benefits are completely complimentary. We're not going to charge anything from your salary or allowance for these things. Now, one thing is left. So as you can see, we are providing more training or during the exam start their production at the stage or all the training phases, the DR phases, all the stages are provided. Actually start to provide you for the investment that Augmedix will be doing during this interview phase. And if you decide to join with Augmedix, after the 2 weeks of induction period, you will have to sign a surety bond with us. That is a training recovery contract that we say. You have to sign that contract with us, which says that you will stay with us for at least 21 months. So the 3 months of training period, and after that, from the DR phase, we want you to stay with us for at least 18 months, which is only 1.5 years. Nothing more than that. So a commitment of Augmedix tag আপনাদের কাছ থেকে যে if you decide to join with us, you will stay with us for at least 1.5 months and another 3 months. That 1.5 years and another 3 months, which is in total 21 months. So that's all about the presentation that we did. I can just go through the timing for the 2 weeks. This will be during the time. Whether you choose day shift or night shift, whatever it is, the training time is exactly the same for both. So প্রথম 2 সপ্তাহের induction and the training phase 1 for 4 weeks will be during the daytime. It could be any 9 hours between 7 a.m. to induction and training phase 1. And the training phase 2 will be during night shift. It can start at 8 or 9 in the evening and 9 hours from there. So whether you choose day shift or night shift, আপনাকে কিন্তু training একটা ডেটেই কমপ্লিট করতে হবে. When you choose day shift. And when you become a doctor ready, a stage থেকে, if you have selected night shift, all the rest of the stages will be during all the rest of the stages will be during this. And the timing complete depends on your doctor. Stages, the timing depends completely on your doctor's time. When the doctor starts working, you'll have to start working whenever he ends. So that is all about the patient.
Hello again everyone. So that was all for the video. So if you have any other questions regarding this video, if you have any queries, kindly leave them into the chat box. Do it so within the next 1 minute or so, or else we'll move on to the pre-screening exam. So if you have any queries, kindly leave them in the chat section. So if you have any queries regarding the presentation that you saw, kindly leave them into the chat section. Well, for the 3 months, you will be getting a salary of exactly 37,500, but it would be divided into different phases. Yes, today's test will be for 20 minutes and there will be 25 questions. I'll get on to that after we are done with the question and answer session.
Mr. Sakawat Hussain, I guess we received your application. That's why you were sent an invitation for today's session again. So if you have taken this test twice before and um, were successful, then you do not need to take today's test, I guess. Uh, Mr. Akib, no, actually there is no travel allowance provided. Mr. Shortship, the training period shift. So the total training period is of 3 months, right? So the first 6 weeks, the first two step phase of the training that comprises of 6 weeks of the training period will be conducted in the daytime, and the last 6 weeks, that is the third phase of the training program, will be conducted in the night shift. So, Mr. Burhanuddin, the total training allowance provided for the 3 months of training period is 37,500. It will be divided according to each phase and will be dispersed at the end of the successful completion of each training phase. So, Mr. Vishwajit Mondol, it's the 21 months is including the 3 months of training period. After 3 months of training period, we require our scribes to stay with us for another 18 months after completing the training period. Mr. Mushahidur Rahman, if you have taken this test 2 weeks ago, I am sure that you have, if you were successful at that, you have been invited for the following steps. So if you are successful and were invited for the next step, then you do not need to take this test. But if you are not successful, in that case, you can take this test. Mr. Krishna Kumar, after this question answer session, the test will be conducted. Ms. View, yes, I can see you. Mr. Akib, it's not that people only staying in Dhaka is eligible for the training period. People from all over Bangladesh are eligible for the training, but since the training will be in-house from our office, then that's why we require our trainees to, if they're from outside of Dhaka, to relocate to Dhaka. Otherwise, you will not be able to attend the training session. So, Mr. Kamal, after the 3 months of training period, the trainees progress to the DR stage, that's the doctor ready stage. In this stage, the DRs start shadowing doctors, and after they get approval, they move forward to the doctor approved stage. So from doctor approved stage, the scribes start doing their job. Right? Mr. Burhan, no, you do not need to pay anything for this 3 months of training period. Mr. Moshada, I'm not actually sure what you're trying to say here, that you cannot receive any call or message. If you can elaborate a bit more, I think it will help me to understand your query a bit more. Mr. Alim, so our office is located at Pantapot, very close to Square Hospital. Our work days are like we have we work for 5 days a week from Monday to Friday. And we have 2 weekends, that is Saturday and Sunday. Mr. Krishna Kumar, if I get your question right, so yeah, the training will not be online, it will be offline. It will be from our office. Mr. Hassan Ridoy, it's the thing is, it's like because of our policy, we cannot so it's because of our policy, we cannot hire any running student. As long as anyone is not a running student, they are most welcome to apply. Since you're saying that you're in your final year, so I would suggest that you complete your studies and then apply for this position. Thank you. So I guess I've covered all the questions. So let's move forward to the pre-screening test. The pre-screening test will be a Google form-based exam. There will be 25 questions, and you will have exactly 20 minutes to answer all of them. Please be careful about the time. Once 20 minutes is over, this form will automatically stop accepting any new response. So for your convenience, you can set up a timer on your phone or something. Those who will take today's test will get the results within 1 week. So please keep an eye on your email.
Hello everyone, Sabrina here back again. I see a few of the question which says accommodation. আচ্ছা আমি লাস্ট কিছু কোশ্চেন দেখতে পাচ্ছি আই এম নট শিওর ইফ ইউ আন্ডারস্টুড দ্য হোল জেস্ট অফ দ্য টেস্ট আমি আরেকবার একটু ক্লিয়ার করে দিচ্ছি আমার টিম মেম্বার পুষ্পা অলরেডি আপনাদেরকে এক্সপ্লেইন করেছে রাইট আপনাদের যে 3 months ট্রেনিং পিরিয়ড ওটার জন্য আপনারা একটা ট্রেনিং অ্যালাউন্স পাচ্ছেন দ্যাট ইজ 37,500 টাকা রাইট দ্যাট ইজ আ ট্রেনিং অ্যালাউন্স অ্যান্ড ওয়ান্স ইউ বিকাম আ ফুল টাইম স্ক্রাইব your salary starts from 40,000 টাকা simple as that এবং each after end of each and every phase of the training you're going to get the training allowance that is decided for that particular one 10,000, 15,000, and from doctor it is decided as 20,000. So nothing is, no one is asking you to get the training for free, right? Makes sense? I'm not sure, the question seems like you did not get the gist of it, right? And that is the deal over here. You're here because you appeared showed your interest to join Augmedix, and we wanted to let you know what this Augmedix is about and the work that we're providing, right? What kind of work we're doing and the schedule. And US has about 6 different time zones. You know, it's a big country, 6 different time zones they have, which starts from around 5 p.m. Bangladeshi time and goes up to next day around 8 or 9 a.m. Mostly in between any 9 hours you will be working based on where the doctor is situated. Like Los Angeles has a different time, New York has a different time, San Francisco, Texas, they have different time. You work for 9 hours with an hour of break. So basically 8 hours with 1 hour of break, right? That makes sense. And transportation policy is pretty simple. Any movement from 10 p.m. onwards up to 7 a.m. in the morning, you get both pick and drop, okay? Within Dhaka metropolitan area, that is something we covered, okay? I think you guys had a little bit confusion. Just wanted to explain it to you guys again, okay? Are we clear? And now, of course, if you think this is something you'll be interested for, right? Please take the pre-screening. It's a very simple test, just 20 MCQs. You'll be able to pass it with flying colors. I wish you good luck. And if this is something you think you're not interested, you can definitely drop the call. We respect your decision. You know, our job is a both-end decision. You have to agree with something that, you know, I'm going to invest my time over here. This is something I can see my future in. And if you see that, no, this is something I'm not ready for it, we respect that as well. No problem, right? We tell you everything up front. The ball is in your court. You can make the decision if you want to join here or not. No one is forcing you guys, okay? Bangladeshe proti bochor 27 lakh graduate বের হয় প্রথম আলোর data. So it's absolutely fine. I'm sure there will be amazing opportunities you guys gonna get You guys are all brilliant people, right? Bright and brilliant, I would say. If you like this one, more than welcome to take the test. If you think this is something you're not comfortable with, we respect that. And if you say that, hey, Sabrina, Apu, not today, I need another week to decide if I want to join Augmedix or not, come back after 1 week. I'm going to be here to recruit you. No worries, okay? So good luck, guys. Pushpa will be giving you the link of the test. And take the test. If you don't like it, you can just drop the call. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.
So as I was saying, so those who will take today's test will get the results within 1 week. So please keep an eye on our email. And after taking today's test, you're free to drop from this call. You do not need to notify me or anything. And now just give me a second. I'll share the exam link with you. So I have shared the exam link in the message section. Everyone, please go to that link and continue your exam. Everyone, all the best. it's 4:41. 20 minutes is already over, so I suppose everyone has already submitted the answer. Thank you for participating in today's session. It was nice meeting you all. So we are ending the call here for today. Everyone have a great rest of the day. Bye bye.